All right, everybody, let's take a look and see what happened in the stock market today. We're looking at the futures, the S&P 500 futures. This is the E-mini December contracts. Upper right-hand corner, you can see we actually had a green day after, what do we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive down days. Yeah, wow. Out of the last 9 days, only 2 of them have been green. Stick around because I'm going to show you a little something on the SPX, the S&P 500 index, which is very interesting. I think you're going to find it very interesting. And at the end, I'll of course share, as I always do, did I have a profit? Did I have a loss today? I've been doing a lot of short side trading, so how'd they do on the green day? Stick around for that and I'll show you. So it looks like today we obviously had a little bit of a green day. The range was pretty decent, 49, so not a half bad candlestick. And if I remember right, yesterday closed, or Friday closed at 52, 4452. And I think today opened up pretty much right where it closed. So I was expecting to see maybe a little, not a gap up, but it could have done that. But I was expecting to see the last night, Sunday night, to be above Friday's close, but it wasn't. It opened exactly where Friday closed. So that right there told me the market's weak. It just didn't. If you look at all these other, well, not all of them, but a lot of them basically, all these pullbacks have pretty much done the same thing. They've opened up where the previous candlestick has closed for the most part. So we didn't get any difference in behavior in that regard. We didn't get a gap up. We didn't get an open that was like jumped up, at least a few points above the open. Just didn't happen. So right away I knew Sunday night that looked weak to me. Look in the upper right hand corner there, of course, like I said, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 candlesticks, 2 are green. Below that we got the Stochastic Moment Index. Hasn't crossed over yet. So we don't have confirmation far as has a trend reversed. It's trying to cross over, but it's not there yet. Usually that takes 2 to 3 days. So it's starting to turn, but it hasn't actually crossed over. So we'll see if it crosses over tomorrow. It might. Big Daddy forecast below that says tomorrow will be an update. That's what it's telling us. And the VIX yesterday was 20.95 and today 19.37. That's a pretty significant drop in the VIX. Obviously, volatility has backed off, which makes sense on a day that the price is going up, right? Okay, let's take a look at the SPX real quick. I got something I want to show you all that I think is very interesting. Very interesting. Look at the bottom. Only thing I put on here besides the candlestick chart is the Stochastic Momentum Index. So look at the lower left-hand corner. What you're going to see there is September of last year. Well, actually, I'm sorry, I got the VIX on there too. I mean, the Big Daddy on there too. But just stay with me on the Stochastic Momentum Index. You see, I got a red rectangle from September to November. Okay. And then just to the right of that, you see this huge green rectangle. And then on the far right in the Stochastic Momentum Index, we got another red rectangle. So what's going on there? Well, back to the far left, you'll notice back in September, look at the Stochastic Momentum Index did. Came down, dipped below, well below the bottom line, right? It bounced up a little bit and came back down, touched the line again. Okay. It also did the same thing about 2 months later in November. A little bit different configuration, but kind of similar. Now look to the right of that and look at that big long green rectangle that went from like the middle of November all the way to just, late August this year. Look at that. What's different about it? Should be easy to pick up with your eye, right? Look at every one of these lows in the Stochastic Momentum Index. Look at them all. There's one in December. There's one in February. There's one looks like in late March. One in the middle of May. One in the middle of June. One in the middle of July. Even though it's being kind of covered up, there's one in the middle of August. What do they all have in common? None of them crossed over the line. Not a one. And only middle of May touched the line. Look at all that. From the middle of November all the way to the middle of August. Stochastic Momentum Index never came down and even touched that line. Now look what we have today, far right. Look at that. Stochastic Momentum Index broken through the bottom line, like broke through deep, just like last September. Okay, so what am I driving at? What I'm driving at, so let's go back to the S&P 500 chart for a second. What I'm driving at is, look in the upper right-hand corner again. Look at that green candlestick. That ain't it, guys. This ain't over. That's what that Stochastic Moment Index is telling us on the SPX. I could have used the futures to do it, but the SPX really illustrates it very well. This green candlestick we're seeing right here today, this ain't going to be some massive start of some massive rebound. And we're going to see it go up all-time new highs and all. Nah, I don't think so. Either way, I'll trade it. That's fine. If tomorrow we get really good confirmation and crossover, you bet I'm in long. Let's do it. But I think we're going to see very similar to what we saw last year in September. We might have a couple days sprinkled in here and there that are green and stuff like that, but for the most part, going back to the SPX now, for the most part, far left-hand corner of the chart, those down candlesticks, obviously it's different. Every day is going to be different compared to this year. But you can see it came down for the first 3 days off that almost exact same day, by the way, guys. Very, very similar, almost the exact same week. Last year was a much bigger candlestick. It dropped down really, really hard on the first day. Okay. Of course, that's the SPX, and the SPX always looks a little bit different than the futures. But in any case, then you see a few days later, you have that green day, then a red day, and then 3 green days, and then boom, the bottom dropped out right into the cycle low. You can figure about the cycles in SPX. I haven't redrawn them in a long time, so they're not really accurate right now. So that's what I think we're gonna see with the back over the S&P 500 real quick futures. I think this green candlestick we got today, yeah, we might get another green candlestick tomorrow. Probably would be my guess. But I don't think this downward price action is over. I don't think so. It's only Monday. I think by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever, somewhere in there, we're going to see prices continue to go down. We'll see what happens. Okay, that's my take on what I think's going on with the S&P 500, what I think is going to continue to happen, at least for the next few days. Let's take a look at how did I do in my profit loss. What happened? Well, here you go. Upper left-hand corner. This is actually last night, a little bit after midnight, just like 8 minutes after midnight. Again, the December E-micro S&P 500 futures. You can see in the middle of the screen there, I've got a trailing stop, 5 contracts, green plus 5 because I had shorted 5, and so I was obviously trying to cover the shorts. Far right hand side of the screen, you can see 3 yellow rectangles, the -5 in red, and then my profit loss was $130 at that point. Very nice little trade. The candlestick was still just barely doing anything. A little tiny candlestick. Had to be very patient throughout last night and today to extract profit, because it was one of those days where you really got to be careful about what's going on. And let's take a look at the next screenshot. This is today, around a little after 1 p.m. Same futures product, Far right hand side, you see I'm up $448.75. Actually ended up a little bit higher than that. I think about $450, maybe another $10. I took some little onesie contracts at the end of the day, just kind of nibbling here and there, picking up a few extra bucks. Nice little day, 448.75 on a very, it was a mixed day. It was up and down and up and down, and it was a day you really got to had to be very patient to extract profitability out of the market today. At this point, you can see the market was down. This last screenshot I took, because as soon as you can see how low it was got down to 4,441. The low of the day was actually lower than that. I think it got down to like let me look at the market real quick. I don't remember exactly how far did it get down. It got down to 44.34, so it really got down there pretty decent. But at this point, when it got down to 44.39 in this screenshot, I could tell by the price action that that's all the trading I was going to do for the day. I just kind of took a little break and just let the market do its thing and see where it was going to finish off for the last 2 hours and 45 minutes, whatever it was left in the futures market hours. So nice, decent day. I'm a pretty happy camper. I mean, these are one of those kind of days where you're getting in a temporary bottom, and you've got green part of the day and red part of the day. Those days require a lot of patience. A lot of patience. You really got to pay attention to what you're doing. A lot of people lose money on these kind of days because they get really impatient and they close positions and they get frustrated, and so you have to stay really patient these kind of days. So really good day. A little over 450 bucks. I'm really happy about today. No problem there. As I close up this video, looking back at the S&P 500 real quick here. Like I said, I don't think we're done. Yes, I think we might get an update tomorrow, whatever, but I think we got some more price to go down for sure. I think before this is over, we're not quite at the end of the cycle yet. Those cycles, still pricing action sometimes doesn't match the cycle, and it will end early. That does happen. But in this case, because of this, the week that we're in, the triple witching, the quad witching, whatever you want to call it, I don't think this is done. There was some heavy pressure on the downside today. Listen, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to click the little bell to be notified of the videos as I put them out. Talk to you all real soon again next time.